Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
We were expecting a winding down of all the rain and snow coverage as we headed into the afternoon and especially into the evening, but I think that process has been kickstarted a little bit early as we're seeing not really the coverage of rain and snow that we were seeing when we came to you this morning for Newswatch 12 this morning, but we still do have winter weather advisories in place just for good measure in western Siskiyou County and in the Cascades and Siskiyous in elevations above 5,500 feet as new accumulations could be anywhere between 3 to 9 inches. We could also have some very gusty winds, but the gustiest winds will continue to be in central and eastern Lake County as they could gust all the way up to 65 miles per hour, and that lasts until 7 p.m. this evening. And then for some of the lower elevations of not only Lake County, but also that eastern sliver of Klamath County, we have a wind advisory in place as the winds there could gust until 50 miles per hour. Same thing with the high wind warning that lasts until 7 p.m. So you'll continue to see that drying trend throughout the course of the night here on Stormcast. And by the time we come to you for Newswatch 12 at 5, it looks like most everything is going to be dissipated by this point. Dry air really begins to filter into the area. And then especially by the time we get into the overnight hours, maybe a sprinkle or two left along the coast. But it will completely dry out by the time we get into Saturday. Saturday should be a very pleasant day. So when everything's said and done through tonight, we could have rainfall totals close to 1/4 of an inch along the coast and the Cascades. Not very impressive considering what we saw earlier this week, and really not impressive as you take into account the rain that would fall in the Rogue Valley, in the Basin, and in Northern California as well. We'll be lucky to get more than 1/10 of an inch. So snow levels, they're dropping throughout the course of the day. We're already seeing evidence of that as already we're seeing some snow mixing in with the rain there at Chiloquin, even though the ground temperature is 41 degrees. So that gives you an indication of the cold air that's aloft that's moving into the area. And when we are going to bed tonight and we're looking at the snow totals at Crater Lake and Diamond Lake, we could have anywhere between 8 to 12 inches fall up there at Crater Lake, but Diamond Lake, Lake of the Woods, then especially Chemult and Lakeview, we're not really seeing impressive snow totals, especially, once again, when you consider what took place earlier this week. So for today, we're already seeing that winding down trend of rain and snow that'll continue throughout the afternoon and evening. Winds will continue to hold steady on the east side. They'll start to wind down a little bit in Siskiyou County and there along the coast in Curry County. And that's really going to be the end of mild temperatures, at least for the short term, as we have the cold front passing today, and those temperatures are going to take a nosedive. So on the east side, 20s and teens. In the Rogue Valley, 30s throughout Siskiyou County. We'll see 20s and 30s there along the coast. And once the rain exits, that is the cue for the fog to fill up the valleys, as we could maybe even see some freezing fog, especially there in Siskiyou County and on the east side. Now, looking ahead to the weekend, I mentioned that it would be pleasant. And yeah, I'm not kidding. It will be very pleasant. If you plan on going hiking, there might be some fog you'll have to contend with in the morning, but it should clear out by the time we get into the late morning. And Sunday looks to be even brighter and maybe just a tick warmer. So your 7-day forecast along the coast, wet and windy today, but then again, Saturday and Sunday looking very pleasant. And we do have a series of storm systems that are going to impact mainly the coast and the Cascades starting on Monday. These don't look very potent at all, but we're still, of course, keeping a very close eye on it because that's our job. And in Siskiyou County, breezy conditions today. Those will wind down. The rain and snow coverage will continue to wind down, even though we'll see those snow levels drop throughout the course of the day. So maybe expect a transition into snow in some of those higher elevations, such as Weed, Mount Shasta City, and Doris. And then in the Basin, we're also seeing that transition into snow take place right now. Snow levels are dropping, and those windy conditions will continue until at least 7 p.m. That's when the wind advisory is set to expire. Up in the mountains, that's where the biggest impacts will continue to be, not only windy conditions, but snowy conditions too, as we're continuing to see snow fall in those elevations, primarily above 4,000 feet. At this point in time, those snow levels will continue to drop throughout the course of the day. Then in the Rogue Valley, I think most of our rain is probably finished for today, which means that will make way for beautiful and dry conditions for Saturday and Sunday.